SOE Book Reports presents a last-minute book report.
Hello, my name is Amy Carmichael. I was born in 1867 in Ireland. I was born to a wealthier family that owned a flour mill. I spent much of my childhood in a Yorkshire boarding school. It was there I learned I was a born leader and that I could lead people to good things or bad things. I grew up in the church and my mother told me God heard our prayers and would answer them. So I prayed and prayed for blue eyes, but they stayed brown. I started thinking God couldn't hear my prayers and maybe I couldn't hear him speak to me. Then one afternoon, after church, I was walking home with an old lady when suddenly I heard someone speaking to me. I looked around but couldn't see anyone. But the words were familiar. They were a Bible verse speaking of heavenly treasures and rewards. I knew it was God. My life changed forever. I started many different Bible studies, one including the Shawleys in the Belfast slums, where God provided a meeting place called the Tin Tabernacle. I had an opportunity to hear Hudson Tyler speak about the Chinese Inland Mission Society. And again God spoke, "Ye go." But the Chinese Inland Mission Society wouldn't allow me to go because of my health. So I decided to go to Japan instead.
After I moved to Japan, I noticed my appearance kept me from being able to minister to the Japanese people, so I decided to dress like them. However, after I had been in Japan for a while, I became very ill, and it wasn't from all the sushi. After some good R&R back home in England with my mom and friends, I started to feel a lot better, and it's a good thing. Who else was going to challenge the missionary society in India? And again, not wanting to put a barrier between my relationship and those in India, I decided to wear a sari like most of the women in my neighborhoods. By the way, this was much more attractive compared to the 7 layers of petticoats and felt hats I had to wear in England. Soon I was working with young girls who wanted to become Christians. And no wonder with the caste system and their poverty, many girls even worked as temple prostitutes. Isn't that terrible? I decided to start a girls' and boys' home, including a hospital. However, God told me to build a house of prayer first. I was challenged with thinking of asking people to help with the buildings we needed for the work. It would have been easy because all my books were all over the world and everybody knew what I was doing. But I decided not to ask anybody and only God. And God supplied all of my needs, even without an appeal letter. As I got older, I fell in a hole and broke my leg. I hurt my back really bad as well and was bedridden for the last 20 years of my life. This happened when I was 63 years old. During those remaining 20 years, I wrote a ton of books, which encouraged people all over the world. When I died, I was buried under a tamarind tree. No tombstone, just flowers and a small stone bird bath.